This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app and visit hofbets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making some out of bets today. And we're also brought to you by Cut. Cut is peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S.-based and legal in 40 states. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com. And use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. And we're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. 15% off everything when you use promo code PLAYOFFS. All right, D-Gens, welcome back. It's your boy, Boston Capper, with the God of Golf himself, Steve Schirmer. We talking a little American Express, best bets. Talk about our on fire Keegan ticket, Cam's on fire Benny Ann ticket, and the disaster car crash Sunday was. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, well, I mean, it started out well for you.
Did
It
did. Cam Davis first round leader, very nice.
Yep,
very nice.
and I'm brand for me. Bet Cam Davis outright. Don't bet him first round leader. So
Yep, absolutely.
there you go. Put that on your bingo card there. Yeah, that was painful, and I think you and I both knew that Keegan did not have it that day.
Nah.
But he was just hanging around, and getting up and down 17. I was like, okay, we got the par 5. As long as he doesn't hit it in the rough,
yep,
we're gonna be fine. And what does he do then? Hits in the rough. It's a bad approach shot, and then the playoff there just
what a disaster.
Middle
of the fucking fairway.
I guess here's my question: why did he pull hybrid there?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Like the one thing you can't do is you can't put it left there. And the one thing with pros don't like playing hybrids because you overdraw the ball too much.
Yeah.
And you can see he was trying to hit a cut, but it doesn't matter when you have a club face that's basically kind of closed just at address. So I don't know. I'm not, maybe because of the wind, he thought he couldn't get high iron, but I mean,
I just like you said, we were talking about it on the front nine. He didn't have it. +1, I thought he was dead. I was just frustrating, hate watching at that point. But then when he fucking eagled 9, I thought he was gonna go on a run, and he did not. And he just didn't do enough, man. He didn't even do the bare minimum. If he did the fucking bare minimum, he would have won that tournament by fucking 3 strokes.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he basically emptied the tank on Saturday.
I know,
pretty much. But the real victim in all this is definitely our producer Cam. Him against the world. Him against all three of us. It was essentially a community bet with Keegan between us two and Matt Gannon.
Yep.
And all Ben On had to do was just a 5-footer. And Cam, you got the full Ben On experience.
Yep.
You were baptized in the heartbreak. He has been doing that for years and years and years. And unfortunately, sir, you were on the wrong end of it. And then I was maybe the vice president mule at this point. Grayson Murray ends up getting another win. Good for him. He now doesn't have to play better because he has a job at this point. So I guess that's kind of cool, but definitely a big, I was actually talking to BK afterwards because he had Ben on as well.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I mean, Ben On wasn't ever going to make that putt after, Grayson.
Murray bury it.
Here's the thing. Grayson Murray could not find the club face. He had no idea where the ball was going off the tee all day long. He was essentially just he was trying so hard to square it because he knew he had an open club face coming through. And that started on Saturday and everything was going way right. And everything was a mess off the tee. So if Ben On just hits that putt, he probably wins the next playoff hole, which is the tragedy in all of it. So this was essentially a different form of the Rocket Mortgage where all of us have a piece of the playoff and none of us come bring home the hardware.
So annoying.
It is what it is. But we move on to the Amex. So I guess what I asked you, because you are so prepared for this show tonight.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, I talked a lot about how I didn't think really anything matters here. It's just a lot of birdies. This golf course has gotten very easy over there, especially La Quinta.
Yeah.
I guess, is there anything unique you're looking for with your picks, or are you just kind of going by gut feel about who do you think can get to 28 under?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. And then I just want somebody who can putt, who's a consistent putter. I don't want to bet somebody who can't putt here. I just don't. It's because you're going to need to make so fucking many of them to get to the winning score. I don't I don't want to be screaming at bad putters all weekend. I just don't. It's a mental health thing for me. I can't fucking do it. Give me the good putters. Everything else doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It's about who's going to get hot and who can putt, who's got a decent course history here. I don't even know if that fucking matters, but I want somebody who's in decent form and can putt. That seems to be, been paying off for positionals and matchups so far, and almost got us home last week.
Yeah, I mean, look, there is precedent for guys who don't putt well end up winning here. Adam Long was on I think 4-tournament streak of losing multiple strokes putting, and then came here and won. Andrew Landry, the same thing. The thing about these greens with the overseed, it is a little different. Maybe that wakes some guys up. So these greens also aren't all that complicated. So, it could allow a bad putter to just have a good week because there just aren't really a whole lot to these greens.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I mean, I got a couple bad putters on my card this week. I really honed in on the short iron play though. That once maybe I don't know if you saw this on X, but I actually went through Nicklaus Tournament and La Quinta and got the approximate proximity buckets.
Yeah.
And I think half the shots are under 150 yards all tournament long. And even at at Nicklaus Tournament's 9 shots under 150 because really there's no deterrent not to hit driver. And all these holes are really short. So I really just focused on just under 150 yards. Can you make a lot of birdies? How's your iron play kind of heading in? I ended up drilling down a little bit on the overseeded putting, look at Scottsdale and Valspar and Harbor Town and Sawgrass a little bit because that's the overseeded stuff. TPC San Antonio, it's another one as well. And then, I just kind of, thought in my head, okay, who can get hot with the short irons? Who can make some putts? Can I recall a tournament where it was a pretty low score? We're in the mix. Yeah, that's kind of what I did this week.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, that's kind of the same thing, right? I would definitely want somebody who's good with the wedges and the putting thing. And I'm until we get into the season a little bit, I do want at least the rust shaken off. If you're in good form in your last tournament, even fucking better. Dieter's asking if Spieth is back. What did Spieth play 3 tournaments ago? He looked better than he did. I don't know if he's over his wrist injury or not. It's never really injury with him. It's always between the fucking ears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically. When I went on Back Nine Bets, I compared Spieth to meth as the character of choice on Breaking Bad because watching him play sometimes is like being on drugs. So.
That's fucking nuts.
But he's not. But he's not in the field this week. I think he might be in the field. He might play Torrey next week, maybe. and then he definitely will be at Pebble Beach where he'll probably be one of the favorites because he's won there. So. All right.
Is the Pro-Am done in Pebble Beach, and we just have to put it here?
So, it's going to be way better. So they're done after Friday.
Oh, beautiful.
And no movie stars, no singers. It's only athletes doing
all right.
on the program. So sorry, Bill Murray. Sorry,
Ray Romano.
Larry the Cable Guy. Sorry, Ray Romano. Yeah. Sorry, and Alfonso Robier or whatever, or Carlton. That's his name.
Carlton. Yeah. Everybody knows that one. Yeah.
Sorry, Carlton. You can't show up to Pebble Beach. And then everybody's going to be done after 36 holes. And then it's just going to be a really good field playing Pebble Beach the entire weekend.
Nice.
It's going to make it so much better and more watchable. And to CBS's credit, they've done a lot of they've done a lot of improvements to the broadcast too. So it's going to be a fun tournament to watch for sure, especially between the weekend of the championship games of the Super Bowl. Nothing else going to be on. It'll be nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, before we start breaking down the board, talk to you guys about DraftKings. It's the official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs and is bringing you an offer that'll help the playoffs even more electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. All of the lines we talk about tonight will be using DraftKings, so go check them out. Download the DraftKings app now. Or use code SGP. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code SGP. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help us available problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccgpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age varies in jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/football for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming sources. All right.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the top of the board. Let's go to the top 3 guys first, because I just want to have a conversation about how, if you're not single bulleted them this week, how do they make your card? So you got Scotty Scheffler at about what's the DK odds right now?
4.5.
500. Plus 500. Cantlay's 10-1. Xander's 12-1.
Yeah, gross.
You could go top 5 odds, but you run the risk of dead heats. And this is going to be a tournament with a lot of birdies, bunch up leaderboards. That sounds like that's going to get chopped up pretty good. So I don't know if that's really route for you. You go top 10. Do you want to pay juice for Scotty with a minus 140? What if he has a really cold putter all week?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to pay plus 120 for a top 10 for Cantlay?
Nope.
Again, with the dead heat stuff, like that seems like destined for T7 with 5 other guys.
Yeah, and somehow you
maybe.
Lose money. Yeah, I mean, I avoided them completely. Other than I have them on one spot in my card, and it's 2 of them, and it's just a matchup.
Well, we'll talk about it right now. I mean, we're not going to talk about them again. So
yeah, sure, yeah. So I mean, look, I took Cantlay at plus money over Scotty. You know, look, it's just I'm betting against this putter, and look, I get that it could turn on, but it hasn't turned on in a very long time. And I get he could top 5 and do all this other stuff. His history here is not too bad, but the robot Cantlay can probably win here at 10-1. That's actually not a bad number. I see it 8 in most other places. If I'm getting plus money with basically the 2 top guys on the board, I'm always going to take the plus money in the matchup because it's golf, and especially because Cantlay is a way more consistent putter than Scotty. And and plus money with those 2. And you know me, I always like to target the big fish in a matchup where I'm getting plus money. I have pretty good success with it.
Okay, so the case for Scotty's putter this week is actually on the overseed. He's done pretty well in his career. Obviously, he's got 2 wins in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Similar greens here with the overseeded stuff. He's got the win at Sawgrass. That's the overseeded typical greens, the Poe Trivialis there.
But he didn't even putt well there. He was net neutral.
Okay. I mean, that's good for Scotty, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's good. You know what I'm like? I get it. Like, listen, he's Scotty Scheffler. Like, you're playing with fucking fire betting against him, but it's not like I'm taking a bomb against them. I'm taking Cantlay and getting plus odds.
Yeah, I mean, I that's just, I guess, a point for maybe Scotty is okay on this type of surface. But I like Cantlay a lot this week. He's not my betting card at all, which means he'll probably end up winning. But look, like these softer tournaments with a lot of birdies and short irons and putting contests and flat greens, like your Summerlins or your Cays Valleys or, you know, your TPC Louisianas or Harbor Towns, even like this is a little tougher one, but
yeah,
those types of events, Travelers, like that's where Cantlay rises to the occasion, and he hasn't won in a while. I didn't want to just single bullet him because I kind of wanted to have fun this week, and I noticed just looking back through the years, just a lot of random winners. So, but if you were going to single bullet somebody, I kind of like Cantlay 10-1. Just leave it at that. But yeah, have fun this week, like I'm going to have when we get to some of the bums I bet this week.
Yeah, exactly. So, Wasp is talking about a guy who we'll definitely talk about as we get a little lower down on the board. I mean, other than the top 3, I mean, who do you see value with 30 and under? Sanjay. Are you going to bet Sanjay?
No. Did you see my text message?
I did. That doesn't mean anything. You've told me before. It'll shock you in the neck if I ever bet him again. Swear him off, and then
that was
back
me
as the author of Sanjay.
That was me being like Bart Simpson right on the wall. I would not bet Sanjay. I would not bet Sanjay. I did bet Sanjay, but I did not bet him to win.
Okay.
I bet him. I went back to the well again for a top 20 plus 110.
Yeah, fine.
He is really good here. He is awesome on all the overseeded golf courses. Good on Pete Dye golf courses too. You know, really good with the short irons, really good with the long approach shots. His weakness is actually in that middle range, 150 to 200, but that's really de-emphasized this week. Really good putting on the overseed, big birdie rates. But I'm going to not bet Sungjae because it's been burning me before. I said I wouldn't. So everybody listening right now, lay the fucking house on Sungjae.
Don't bet Sungjae.
There you go.
You want to explain to me why fucking old fucking shitbag JT is 22-1. When he shouldn't be playing any elevated events this year because he sucks balls and he should have went to fucking Italy.
Well, I mean, he should have. Well, he's playing better.
What does that mean? He fuckers played so horrible with his baseline.
Okay, well, 5th at Fortnite, 4th at NetBank, 3rd at
doesn't
Hero.
count. It's not a real golf tournament.
Okay,
what are you doing?
3rd at Hero. Okay, hitting the irons better. Putter's been a little better lately. He is really good with the short irons.
Is he?
And
is he good with the short irons?
Yeah, he's very good with the short. I got him. All right, so everything under 150 last year, he gains 0.7 strokes per round, essentially per 18 shots. It's one of the highest clips in this field.
Okay.
Yeah, he's good from one. Where he's weak is actually the long range stuff.
Yeah,
that's really what's bogged him down. But really good with the short irons. I actually did bet him outright, and you're gonna yell at me.
You fucking you.
I bet
good. I got Tom Kim over JT.
Hold on. I did not bet him at 22. I saw him at 28, and I bet that.
Good. Congratulations on your Plus TV. Put it up on your refrigerator.
All right, there you go.
When he doesn't make the cut.
When he doesn't make the cut. Okay.
Gross. Fucking JT. The same guy we were screaming at in fucking Italy who can't make a putt under
okay.
I'm disappointed in you. That's all. I'm not even mad. I'm just disappointed, Steve.
All right. Well, you know what? Maybe I galaxy brain myself on this one. I like the short iron play. I think he's going to bounce back in a good way this year. So I bet JT. And honestly, the fact that you hate it so much, good. You have a bad track record about that. So good.
About what? Hating JT?
No, just like when you push back vociferously against something like that, usually I come out okay on it.
I don't know. We'll see. We shall see.
Okay. All right. So
I took Tom Kim in the matchup over. When you think about old fucking.
I mean, I can't argue that Tom Kim is really good with the short irons, makes a lot of birdies.
Yep.
Like that's fine. Honestly, with how volatile JT is, if you want to fade him in a matchup, that's probably fine. That's why I only went outright. He's nowhere else on my card.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's it. That's
exactly.
It's the high.
No him, but JT.
It's the high variance play there.
Yeah, listen, I get it. Like, I don't know. I can't. I mean, we weren't taking him last year when he was dipping down to 40. Like, he hasn't done anything for me to justify a 22-1.
I think he's all right. 22. Okay. I saw the 28 and I convinced myself of it. Okay.
All right.
I think he's going to have a good year.
Okay.
What do you think about Eric Cole 30-1 this week?
I like it, but I'm a Cole guy. Last week I couldn't get there on 25, and he played really well again. And I'm not going to miss it. I'm going to bet him. And 30 I can stomach for whatever reason. I couldn't 25. Talk about a guy who can putt. I know it's not Bermuda, but he can still putt. He can go low. Good with his short irons. Like you figure, Jesus Christ, man, he has been all around to win for a while now, and he just can't close it. So I don't know. Maybe he's just one of these guys who's never going to close. But I thought the number was fairish, and it was better than last week. And he played well last week. I don't know why.
Let me add a caveat to that.
Yeah, come on.
So I had Eric Cole as a positional, and if it wasn't for Joel Damon completely screwing up the last hole,
I know he would have missed the cut. I know, but he didn't.
So he didn't, and then he had a really good Sunday.
Yep.
He's not on my card, but I get the argument, which is dangerous because I've been betting Eric Cole a lot. So again, this is probably giving me a week of like guys I just like decide to finally get off, and this is when they finally win. Like, hi JT Poston, hi Eric Cole, hi Sung J M. It's 3 right in a row. If anybody wants to just make that card, just the Steve Misery card right there.
Top 5.
Go for that. Yeah. Again, I can't argue with you because if I looked a lot at short irons and birdies this week, that's Eric Cole right there.
Yep, it's that mold. And I feel like, and there's no such thing as being due in golf. But I mean, like I said, he's been all around to fucking win ever since Chris Kirk stole it from him.
Okay. We also had Wasp ask about Jason Day. What do you think?
I'm never a day guy, so that's a you question. I'm just never ever a day guy. I can never get there, especially since he shaved his beard. He looks weird.
Looks weird. Okay.
It does look weird.
Nice handicap there.
Cam, what do you got? Cam wants to say something.
Okay.
What, Cam?
Pop on it.
Did JT Poston's last round on Sunday scare you guys at all about him? I know you just mentioned him, Steve.
No, not really.
So,
that's just
Steve was
what he
definitely
does.
not scared because I texted him and he's like, he's going to run out of holes. Like, there wasn't a bit of fear in that text back.
That was a good round.
It was a good round. I had an outran on him too. I just knew he wasn't going to win. He was going to run out of holes.
Yeah.
Listen, this is kind of what JT Poston does. He's a really good player. He has developed into a really good iron player, makes a lot of birdies, good putter.
He got seventh year in 2019 and 6th year last year.
Yeah, I bet him last year too at this venue. Here's the thing. I can't bet everybody, and I didn't bet him this week. But I have nothing bad to say. If you want to bet JT Poston at 30-1 this week, you know, when guys like Sam Burns and Finau and Wyndham Clark and, you know, Tom Kim's around him too. Like, if you want to bet JT Poston around a lot of those kind of guys with big brand names, go right ahead. I have nothing bad to say about it because he's a good short iron player and a good putter and hits a lot of birdies. And I'm going to be honest, I think like 100 guys are live this week that you can say the same thing about. So sure, why not?
All right. So you said it's Burns. What do you think about Burns at 30?
Okay. Well, I at the beginning of the week he was 35. I bet Burns at 35.
Okay.
I bet him here last year. Again, on brand, bet him, but did not have him first round leader. So, and he was first round leader. And I think the stadium course had a really good first round. He has not been playing very well, but the things that Burns does really well, he's really good on overseeded golf courses. He's good at Scottsdale as well. A couple of top 10s here, makes a lot of birdies. Really good with the short irons though. And it seems like where Burns wins, it's a lot of these kind of shorter tracks where you do get a lot of shots under 150 yards and
gets hot with the putter.
And I just think like, yeah, if I'm thinking about a guy who can get to 25, 26 under, yeah, I mean, he almost won the TPC Craig Ranch a couple of years ago at like 26 under. So
yeah, TPC lead took it from him.
Yep. So Sam Burns 35-1 proven winner on my card.
Like I don't hate it. So that's why I would like this. So the only bets that I have right now, so here's the other bet I have. Well, he's a little farther down. We can talk about some other guys. So Finau, I just feel like I'm done with him for the foreseeable future, especially in a field with actual good golfers. So I think I'm done with Tony.
All right. Well, I bet Finau 40-1.
So listen, at this point, I would have rather you bet fucking Sungjae Im than JT and fucking Finau.
I knew you'd hate this card. Finau's not dead.
Who are you? Who are you, and what have you done with my partner?
Finau's maybe last week Keegan blowing it really screwed my head. But Finau's not dead. Iron Play's been dead. He's not dead.
He's dead.
Iron Play's been getting a little better. He putts pretty well.
Liv didn't even want him. He had a contract. They were like, nah, never mind. You kind of think of golf now. We don't need you.
No, he actually
we'll take Wyndham Clark instead.
No, that's fake. He turned them down, buddy.
Oh, sure. It wasn't him. It wasn't them. It was him.
Yes, the offer was out there. Dude, the offer was out there. It wasn't mind-blowing money.
I'm just teasing.
Okay. All right. Can I make my point about Tony Finau, by the way?
If you want to.
Iron play starting to come back. He's historically pretty good in overseed. Short iron player. He's pretty good there. Makes a lot of birdies. And if you look at some where he's won, he won at 20 under at Liberty National. He won at 25 under at the Rocket Mortgage. He won at 24 under at Vedanza Vallarta. So he can win tournaments where you got to get in the 20s and hit a lot of birdies. He's capable of doing that. So at 40-1 on a golf course where I think he has a 4th place finish in our top 10, and I think his iron play starting to trend, I'll take that.
Okay. Betting on a bunch of reclamation projects this year to start it. The year bet Keegan last week, betting JT and Tony so far this week.
Okay, I know you hate it.
You're glutton for punishment. Glutton. All right, fine.
All right.
All right. So I took somebody around there. I'll talk about him before, and then we can jump down and pay the bills. Talk to me. So, am I done for taking Kirk at 45-1?
Again, really good with the short irons, makes a lot of birdies.
Right, and then so he played really. It was either Saturday or Friday. I can't remember which day it was, but he lost a ton of strokes with the putter because I had him in a matchup and it did not go well. And I was like, well, he didn't make a fucking single putt. I think it was Saturday. Didn't make a single fucking putt. Other than that, he played well. Just won. Like, I don't know. He's got a really good course history here. 45-1. Like, I just felt like the number was kind of off. You know what I mean? I'm not a big Kirk guy, but yeah, I mean, I don't see why not.
Look,
good for
let me say this. Why don't we steer this into a slightly different direction? We just named like 12 guys where I basically said the same thing about. Okay, they're all really the same player at this point. I think the interesting conversation about outrights is when we start talking about really long shots, because I found some guys I kind of like down the card. And we've had, I think, 3 or 4 guys who have been at least 151 or more win this thing in the last 6 years. I think that's where the interesting conversation is. Like, look, I did not bet Tom Kim. If you want to bet Tom Kim, I understand it. I did not bet Eric Cole. If you want to bet Eric Cole, I understand it. Poston, same thing. Wyndham Clark, I get that too. Chris Kirk, I get that. So if you want to bet all those guys, you can justify it. You can't bet everybody, but I think the interesting conversations, the more useful stuff is when we start talking about the long shots.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Listen, I'm down to get into that. I got one guy over 100. Like I said, I need some more, and if you got that many to go, let's fucking go. So yeah, let's pay the rest of the bills. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I get one last guy because he's in this range. He's on my card. Yeah. And actually, you know what? Save it because this is a long story. So do the average. I'll do one more.
All right, cool. Going to talk to you guys about Cut. It's the peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S. based and legal in 40 states. Peer-to-peer social betting is a new and better way to bet directly against your friends or other users on sports, politics, pop culture, and other events with verifiable outcomes, plus tons of fun social features that give it a feel of a betting social network. Cut offers lower vig and fully customizable odds to create your own bet. Cut handles the payment side of things, so you never have to chase down anybody for money. Social features equal group chats, betting leaderboards, head-to-head history, user profiles, fan groups, and more. Get cash back every single time you bet against your friends or other users. And look, Cut is the premier peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S.-based and legal in 40 states. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com and use code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. Can't forget about Underdog. Underdog, you know, obviously they got great ways to play alongside whatever fantasy game you want to play. I know Cam's going to be doing a couple best ball drafts here after the show. All you got to do is pick higher or lower on your favorite player's fantasy stash and cash in. So watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little cash over on Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. When you sign up with code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit bonus up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN.
Okay. I would like to call out Cam for spreading fake news with his comment there. Daniel Berger did not play at the U.S. Open. He attempted to qualify, but he withdrew before sectionals. So
you see, he's blaming Matt, though. Do you see that?
Yeah. He has not played since the 2022 Tour Championship. He had a significant back injury for a long time. So that is why those guys are paired together. I've seen Berger as a very trendy, quote unquote, long shot at 55-1. Good luck.
Thank you, no.
Good luck.
Thank you, no.
Up that one. Yeah. And if it hits, clip this. I have no regrets saying that.
So. None, zero. Real quick before you give your story. No, I don't think Belichick's going to Dallas. After my initial thoughts, I thought he was going to Dallas. I just think him and Jerry Jones I think there's no way they could fucking coexist. The more I thought about it.
Okay. All right. So I was talking to BK beginning of the week because he asked me who I liked. And so the first guy I mentioned was Sam Burns. That was the first guy I bet. I was hoping to get a 40 on him. It was 35, whatever. Second guy was Adam Hadwin. I was just going to be pot committed to bet Adam Hadwin. He is on record for saying he loves Desert Golf, loves the overseeded stuff. So when I started opening up my book, though, I noticed that he was horribly mispriced at Open. So I actually have Adam Hadwin personally at 200-1.
Jesus Christ. It's like 4. Yeah, that's wild.
Right. So he's on my card for all those reasons. He's currently like 50-1. Probably would not bet him at that point. I saw him at the beginning of the week at like 75-1. If I didn't have that gross misprice, I probably would have bet him to 75. 50, 45, though, really chalk. But he's been really close to winning. Obviously, I was on him at Rocky Mortgage. Broke my heart there. I was also on him at the Shriners. He was tied for the lead with Tom Kim on 15 on the easiest hole in the golf course, and he hit into the fucking water.
Yep.
This is kind of what Adam Hadwin does. That was why I kind of said I have to just bet him at this point because he literally has this golf tournament circled on his calendar every single year.
Yeah.
So,
what happened to him last week?
It's just he's not good at Bermuda, man.
Okay.
Yeah, like he's never been good in Bermuda. Actually, and that's funny. He references when he was talking about the Amex a couple of years ago going to this type of greens. He said, like, I suck on Bermuda, but I just love these overseeded greens. It's exactly what I play because he lives out in Phoenix.
Yeah.
So that's what all these greens are right now. And he's been great at this event. He's been good at Phoenix as well. He's got that win at Valspar. Those are the overseeded greens too. Good at Harbor Town. Good at, I think, good at Sawgrass as well when they overseeded those greens for those. Not really good when they were just the plain Bermuda. So I really like Hadwin here. I'm probably going to bet him again at Scottsdale probably in a couple weeks too, just because, he is on record. I try to ignore the quote sometimes. I know Matt Gannon loves this stuff, but this is the one that's like really stuck with me. Is just he absolutely loves these greens.
Word. All right, so who we got down the count here other than your fucking 200-1 Adam Adwood?
All right, okay. Adam Schenk, your boy, the cut maker,
baby,
cut maker. He was playing pretty good towards the end of last year. Not that great of a fall, but I got him at 100-1.
Okay,
he's a good short iron player. He's decent putter in general. He putts okay on the overseeded stuff. I think he played all right at John Deere. There's a lot of birdies there. Played all right, I think, at Rocket Mortgage. A lot of birdies there, too. Does not have a very good course record here, but I just like the fact that he's been in the mix. Good short iron player. I feel like he can get hot with a putter, and it was 100-1.
Okay.
For a guy that's been kind of, a threat to win a bunch of times over the last year.
Yeah, I like that. I'm fine with that.
How about going back to with Nick Taylor?
So that's the guy. That's the only guy I have over 100 right now. 100. I got him at 110.
Yeah, I got him at 170-1.
You're always gonna have better numbers than me. I don't like you lording it over me.
I'm sorry.
Fair.
I'm sorry, but really good Sunday. Made a hard charge there. An excellent short iron player. He came second last year at Scottsdale. Similar greens there. Good birdie rates. Good putter in general. Good putter on the overseed. His course records, I think, is okay here. I think he's got like one top 20. But look, like we've seen Andrew Landry show, although he had a second place finish before that, so I could that as a cap. Like Adam Long, not like course history to speak of. He ends up winning. Like it can happen.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
All right. So Nick Taylor 170-1. Up Cam. Cam has a question.
Okay.
All right. I got another Canadian for you guys.
Okay.
He's been playing really well recently. He's a great course fit here. Not sure how he is on this putting surface, but he's also been great on approach. He was great putting last week. Taylor Pendrith.
Okay. So
I looked at him. He's a guy that I have a hard time trusting. And it's it's scar tissue for me, probably. Because his weakest attribute is off the box because he sprayed it. It goes long as shit, but he sprays it, and it doesn't matter here, right? I mean,
it doesn't really matter all that much. I mean, on stadium course, it kind of does.
Yeah, because I remember, isn't it Seamus Power melted down on the fucking stadium course that one year?
Maybe. I mean, Seamus Power's melted down a lot.
Yeah, that's fair. Fucking fair place.
So. You might be thinking about Pebble when he went to he had a 5-shot lead after Friday going to the easiest course of the rotation.
Oh, yes, that's exactly what I'm fucking thinking of. Yes.
Yeah. That was on my pain power rankings, by the way. That
was good.
That Pebble. Yeah, by the way, Keegan blowing it number 6 all time.
That's a bad one for me, man. That's probably top 3 for me.
So I had to look it up, but he's 4th in the field on approach, and he's like 18th in putting right now.
All right. Okay. When you say 4th in the field on approach, what do you mean?
Strokes gained
in general. Yeah. So he's not breaking it down in proximity buckets.
Like, wait, how many rounds are you looking?
16.
That's wet. Listen. All right.
Okay.
Let me take Steve. Let me take this one. Let me take this one. All right. Steve yells at me for a fucking short sample size. Holy shit, bro. I've never even looked at 16. All right. Like I'll look at 24 just to kind of get a glimpse, and then I'll still kick it out to 50. Like 16 is just way too small of a sample size, homie. That's it. Way too small.
I have you're a young buck and learning. So that's why you're sitting in as like an intern right now. Sitting up.
Steve was like, "Wait, where are you getting this fucking data from?"
Like number 4. I mean, I say like recently I see pretty good iron play, but holy shit. So, I mean, as far as look, I think I actually bet him last year and he was horrible here.
Yeah. I think he got cut last year. I think I did. The same thing. He's been putting well recently. That's a guy who's kind of up and down with a putter. He's horrible on the overseed though historically, but. I mean, I think he almost won Rocket Mortgage a couple years ago. That's a birdie fest. I guess I could see it. It's not a horrible play. Yeah, he was. So I could get him at 80, and I just crossed him off because I was looking at him and I was like, no, I'm not going back to Penrith. Plus, I already had one Canadian on, and that's typically my max.
Okay. We got a question from Insano. Akshay Bhatia T15 last 2 tourneys matchup or placement bet. I would probably say placement bet and go boom or bust on him.
Who's he matched up against though? Let's see. I'll look.
Because Akshay is pretty volatile. So I would probably go with the placement bet at plus odds because probably whoever he's matched up against is probably going to beat him anyways.
So on DraftKings, it's Ashke laying juice minus 130 over Montgomery at plus 105, who I actually like Montgomery this week. Yeah. I don't like that matchup at all. If anything, I'd bet Montgomery on that side.
Probably. Montgomery eats up these really easy JV golf.
And he looked like the old Taylor Montgomery last week. It took everything not being to bet him at fucking 50-1.
You and I were cursing him a lot during the first round leader sweat. So and then it worked out for you.
That's why I won.
So
yes, it did. It did.
All right.
My mushing one.
So I got 2 more long shots.
Come on, we got
Brandon Wu 220-1. Now he's actually gotten some steam ever since I got him. So plus EV there. Looks good in my fridge. Really good short iron player. T18 last week, hit the ball pretty well. Good birdie rates. Yeah, I think he was pretty good at Pebble. Yeah, there's a lot of birdies there. Pretty good at Vedanta Vallarta. A lot of birdies there too. As soon as I saw the really good short iron numbers and the high birdie rates, the putter is not great. But looking back through history, Andrew Landry didn't putt very well before he won here. Adam Long didn't putt very well before he won here. This is a golf course where you can kind of turn around quick. Brandon Wu's kind of been in the mix, handful of times in his young career. 220-1 for a guy who hits a short iron is really good. I thought it was a decent long, flyer.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. Fucking over 200-1. Who cares?
Okay. And then last one. We're real deep on this one.
God.
How about Joseph Bramlett 300-1?
Fucking one of my dumpster dives from back in the day.
Now, Joseph, I did not realize, but Joseph Bramlett is in 2023. He is 4th in this field in strokes gained from under 150 yards.
Okay.
Dude cannot putt. He is Luke List, essentially. But occasionally, sometimes these guys can putt. And I think he's going to give himself a lot of opportunities for as long as he's, keeping the ball on the map here. So for 300-1, he was relevant a little bit last year. He had an injury, I think, after the Scottish Open, took a lot of time off, came back last week, hit the ball okay, made the cut. So the iron play under 150 flashed me. So I said, 301, let's just do it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. He's made the cut the last 2 times here.
Yep.
Yeah, at least he made the cut last week because, all right, I'm fine with that. Yeah, fucking 300-1.
All right, whatever. And then just a couple other positionals. My GT Poston, because I'm not betting him outright. He is top 20 plus 170. So there you go. On brand for betting placements and not betting outright. Covered with Sanjay M, covered JT Post. Make sure to add Eric Cole too. Why not? Just get the entire trifecta there.
I was.
And then top 40 bets, you got Nick Taylor plus top 40 plus 120. Let's go back to the well there. He cashed it for me last week. We'll go with that. Ben Griffin cashed a top 40 for me last week as well. Let's go back to the well with him. Some more reason I liked him last week is here. Good with the short irons, good birdie rates. I think he was 31st here last year, so top 40 plus 120. Alex Noren got off to a good start last week. Just missed finishing outside top 40 at Wiley. He's been okay here. How about top 40 on Alex Noren plus 140? Again, short irons and birdies and putting. Perfect for this golf course. Actually, I forgot. I have one more outright.
Okay.
Sam Ryder, 200-1. Really good short iron player, good putter, good birdie rates. He's been okay here. So did not play, I think, last week, though. That's a demerit. But hey, Grayson Murray took 2 months off and beat a field of guys that just played the previous week. So it can be done, apparently. But if he doesn't come in outright, Sam Ryder, top 40, plus 165. I like Sam Ryder a lot this week. And then Brandon Wu, the aforementioned Brandon Wu, top 40 plus 175.
Hey, let me bring this up before I forget. So I feel, I don't know if this, tell me if this actually played out. I think the last couple of years I've tried to get guys who play stadium on Saturday just because they're playing it back to back. Do we remember if that actually has had any effect on it?
I don't know. I know this year, I think all the really good players are playing stadium on Saturday. So they loaded up. So they load up La Quinta. Yeah. So Scheffler, pretty much Scheffler, Xander, Finau, Cantlay.
Okay.
All those guys are playing La Quinta. Actually, this is a good transition to first round leader this week because it's important to know where these guys are starting.
Yeah.
So, and the odds are a lot shorter. I don't know if I'm actually going to bet first round leader, but if you
I
are,
haven't access to it yet.
Okay. Well, I got some. Well, so on DraftKings, they only have La Quinta, and unfortunately, that's where like the stiffest competition is. Like Scotty Scheffler, plus 650 to lead at La Quinta for first round leader. But like, yeah, Cantlay 10-1, Xander 11-1, JT 14-1, Finau 22-1, Sam Burns 22-1. So like,
where's Poston starting at? I would love
Poston is starting on stadium course. He has not been all that good at stadium.
Yeah, but so I mean, I hit the first round leader and I had a couple other live ones, and it's because they had good Sundays. I think I'm going to try that again if I get access to it.
Okay. All right. I mean, JT Poston, one of the leaders in being within 2 of the lead of first round last 2 years. One of the leaders being in the top 10 after the first round in this field too. I guess just to give you some ideas about who's been good at. Let's go Nicholas and stadium course. That's where kind of the lesser known guys are.
Okay.
So Sung J M really good at Nicholas. He's a favorite there, but always towards the top of the leaderboard at round 1. Really good at Nicholas. You got him. Keith Mitchell. He's been really good at Nicholas in his career. He also gets off to a lot of hot starts. That's somebody you might want to consider.
I like that.
Dylan Wu has a pretty good track record at the Nicholas course. David Lipsky as well. And Lipsky actually is somebody you got for the house right now. They're playing like dog shit, but you'll get longer odds on them.
Yeah.
So those are a couple of guys I like. David Lingmerth as well. He's been okay at Nicholas, and he can get out to hot starts too. So those are the guys at Nicholas I like for first round leader. And then stadium course, Cam's boy Carson Young got out to a very hot start last year there. He's back. He's playing stadium in the round 1. Maybe Lanto Griffin is inspired by fellow mule Grayson Murray, and maybe we can put up a good performance.
So Lanto was somebody I was looking at. All right, but the number was fucking too short.
Okay.
Like, I'm not fucking
how about Doug Gim? Doug Gim's been pretty good at the stadium course. He gets out to hot starts.
Yeah,
Mark Hubbard, good at stadium course in his career, gets out to hot starts as well. Thomas Detry.
No, don't say stuff like that to me.
That's a dude that gets out to nice starts, and he's been okay at stadium. How about a little bit of Scott Stallings?
Oh, is he on cycle though? We have to make sure he's on cycle.
I don't know. He might be. There's some weird, quote unquote day spas and Palm Springs. He probably get his hand on some, something pretty
HGH,
pretty good.
Exactly.
Patton Kazire played well last week. He's been good at the stadium course.
He did.
That's a guy who might be able to, get to a hot start. Adam Schenk, good at stadium course, gets out of hot starts too. So I think, the more like sexy, long shot, first round leader plays are definitely on stadium because it's an overall, we feel like the best players there are Eric Cole, JT Poston. That's it though. Nicholas has Sung Jae, has Tom Kim. Everyone's all loaded up in La Quinta though. So probably the more appealing.
Fuck you, Cam.
Michael Block. Actually, he was in the top 10 after round 1 at this event, I think a couple of years ago. So,
stop it.
Course history, baby.
Yeah, fine.
So, all right, those are some names I like. First one, I don't know if I'm actually going to fit them on my card because I'm pretty levered up on positional.
Yeah, I can hear that. Well, listen, before we go over any last bets, talk to you guys about look SGPN merch store. We got 15% off everything in the store now to the end of the month with promo code playoffs. And listen, we're competing against other shows for a bonus. So go grab some golf gambling gear. Cam's got some awesome ideas that should be in the store pretty soon. So go ahead and check it out. Just Google SGPN/merch store and you get there and go buy some awesome hoodies like Steve's wearing right now. And then hopefully we'll have some funny t-shirts and stuff coming on there.
There you go. All right. Well, I got nothing else. You said you have some matchups, so why don't you go over those?
Well, I already talked Cantlay over Scotty, and then Kim over JT, and then this is so on brand. Then you're gonna like it. Hold on, my dogs are going nuts.
Okay,
let's talk for a second.
Better be a big dog.
It is a big dog. He's a jerk.
No, I'm talking about the big dog in your matchup.
Oh no, this is basically even money, but it's a target, and you're gonna know exactly why. I'm taking Taylor over EVR minus 110 because there's water here. He's gonna find it. I've seen him on people's betting cards. Fuck that. He's not good at golf, and he's gonna find the water. I will take Taylor over EVR all day, every day, twice on Sunday.
I think Van Rooyen actually was pretty good here last year.
So what? I don't care.
So what?
It's EVR.
It is EVR.
He's not good.
He just won a tournament.
Yeah,
I just cashed 90-1 on him a couple of months ago.
There was nobody there.
There was no tournament. Well, that's actually true. There was nobody.
Yeah,
there.
I know.
What did he do last year?
I think he was like top 5.
Yeah,
I think.
came T6.
Yeah, I was close.
Yeah,
whatever.
led the field in distance and accuracy. So yeah, he apparently avoided all the water that week.
Lightning don't strike twice.
Oh, okay. All right. I got nothing else. Cam, do you have any other lingering questions? Nope, you're good. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. We'll be back on Thursday where we will have our tail between our legs with our really crappy NFL picks. That one, it started out really like the Sony started out really good with Texas money line.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I went on a 5-game losing streak. No thanks to Cam's crappy Steelers.
Yeah, that team
that
blows.
one too. Yeah, they do blow. And then we'll try and do better. I got way too cute with the NFL picks. I'm gonna stop messing around. I think I forgot too that this is not the regular season, it's the playoffs, and it's a different mentality.
Yep.
So we'll be back to business for the divisional round. Maybe we'll throw out some player props too because we got less games to talk about. And
I'll have some props as long as they're released. I'll have some props. So other than that, fucking go follow Cam at Golf Gambling Pod and at Cameron. I don't know what your fucking handle is, Cameron. I just know you're Cameron. You can follow me at Boston_Capper. Steve is always in our Discord chopping it up. So other than that, we'll talk to you guys on Thursday, and maybe we'll be sweating another first round leader at show start. That would be fun. I'd like that very much. And maybe this time Matt won't try to give me a fucking heart attack by texting about it while I'm on the line. Anyway, see everybody fucking Thursday. Bye.